Hello, everybody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. I am in the mood for some eco resin powders to be done. These are for squirrels. You will have seen them in my hauls. I have just been guesstimating, and I do mean guesstimating, how much each one is going to hold. Now, online, the picture for this one here says 165 grams. So that means the inside fill up. So at 165 grams, that's 330 grams of powder for two of them. And so I'm going to guesstimate that as 2 and 2, period, because this is wide, whereas this is tall. This is wide as well. And whatever is left over is going to go in the olive. So I have this sitting here. I have my scale. It is teared out. And this is my plan. I want 2 squirrels in this lovely kind of brownish gold. Can't see that very well, can you? Sorry about that. Let's see if we can get it from the actual daylight. Not completely, huh? Really shiny looking. But there, that's a better image of it. Okay, and the next one, the next set of 2, are going to be in this kind of more brown. It's almost like a reddish brown. Don't know how to explain it, but there is a red hue to it. I know it doesn't come up on camera that way, but this is how it's got to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my little mask on here, and I will measure out. Okay, my glasses slid down my nose. Sorry about that. If I could wear contacts, I would wear contacts, honest. But until that cataract problem gets solved, not worth buying contacts yet. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up 400 grams, which means, 405 grams. I have my little cheat sheet I did. If you want that, you can go ahead and screenshot that if you want. And yes, I have trouble breathing in these masks. That's why I bought the one with the air. But until I can solve my tiny issue with its overheating problem, I'll be using just the regular ones. So anyway, 405 grams of powder is going to go in here, and 135 grams of water. So I'm going to go ahead and measure the powder first, and I'll do that off camera. So I'll put you on pause, and then when I'm ready to add the water, I'll bring you back. And I do want to add that when you add these micas to color these, I couldn't find a proper brown in the Resin-Crete color. I don't know if it's called inks or what, but they're pigments. I couldn't find a good brown, so that's why I'm using these 2. And I'm not using Resin-Crete. I am using that powder that came from Temu. It's called casting resin. That's it. And it is a 3-to-1 by weight. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause you, get the 405 grams of powder measured out, and I'll be right back. And yes, you do mix the micas into the powder before you add the water. All right, I have exactly 405 grams in here. I'm going to take that brown one first, and I'm just going to Put that in here. You're going to need an awful lot because this white combats the colorant. So I'm going to use about that much for right now. And this is the About brand. The other one I'm going to be using is from Temu, has no brand. If you want a link to any of these, just put down in the comments you would like to see a link. I'm breathing so hard I'm fogging up my glasses. Oh, it's probably going to need all of the rest of that mica. And there it goes. I will have to look for a specific brown only mica. We're just going to dump it all in there. You hear it emptying out, huh? Okay. And this one doesn't actually have a name of the color on it. Neither does the other one. They expect you to know exactly what it is when you look at it, I guess. But yes, all it says is pure. And then tells you how many grams was in it. And powder pigment. They don't think ahead that maybe they should put a name to these. Alright, let's get that mixed in. Now, these molds, they don't have names on them, so you can't really tell. But they are, I found, numbered on the sides. That one says B148 and 149, 150, 151. And that makes it a wonderful thing. Now, as I said, I want to do 2 and 2. So if this is way too much for just the 2 squirrels, I will throw it into the owl. And then I can judge a little bit better on the next 2. Now remember, there was only about 330 grams needed. So I am 75 grams over on powder. Okay, that should be pretty much mixed into there now. You notice I'm not whipping it around because I don't want to spread powder everywhere. Now I'm going to leave this in here and I'm going to turn this on and make sure it's tared out to 0 with the spatula. So I can add the water at, what was it, 135 grams. Excuse me, really getting hard breathing this mask. But please wear your mask when dealing with powders. They float in the air. Alright, turning on. Letting, okay, it's tared to 0, so 135 grams of water. 95, 122, 131, 135. Okay, now I'm just going to move this out of the way and get this mixed now. Sounds like it's bubbling. It's a witch's brew, yay! I can't find my whisk, otherwise I'd have been using it. But the whisk never gets everything off the sides, so I would eventually have to revert to using the spatula anyway. It's almost a chocolatey brown. I like that. Make sure you scrape along the sides to get those chunks off of that spatula or whatever you're using to mix with. Okay, almost there. And I know there's still a lot of powder down in there that's not mixed. I can feel it. I am trying. Starting to sound like a one a race. Run away. Oh, never mind. That's the oxygen deprivation coming in, right? It's getting there. But you got to work quickly enough to be able to pour. And in case I have to, I'm going to have to buy a new kitchen whisk because I just had my assistant come and go get my kitchen whisk. Just in case I can't get this mixed all the way. Okay, I think I did it though. Yes. Okay, let's get this scraped off and get it poured. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this one and this one in this color. So we'll start with the back one so that we're not knocking anything over. Go slowly. Only fill so far. Okay, so there's still a couple chunks going in. Same thing with this one. You're probably not seeing how that's pouring, but I am right-handed. Okay, now we got that far poured. We want to squishy these to bring up any bubbles. And you do it slowly so you don't fountain yourself right on out of there. Make sure you get his face and tail and arms and hands. Really slowly so you're not reintroducing bubbles. Then you can take it like this and go boing, 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 boing. I'm doing this so I could go around and say, squirrel. No, because I'm doing an animal series right now. Before I do my ocean scenes. When these are done, I will paint the details in. But I wanted to make sure that had a good uniform color. Okay, same thing with this one. Boing, 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 boing. Okay, now we can begin filling some more. And I will stop there so that I figured it was going to be enough. And, ooh, some really unfinished there. We'll just do it that way. And I'll scrape this down. I might have been lucky to get one filled with the 405 grams of powder. All right, I'll be back. I gotta mix up some more, and then I gotta have to swirl it in. All right, I did 300 grams of powder and 100 grams of water. So we're just gonna whisk this as well as we can. It's not gonna have much color to it, is it? So we're gonna pour in, and I'm gonna take a stick and swirl it and see what happens. It looks like it might be good to go. Tap the residual off. Go ahead and start with this one first. We're going to go to about here before we begin swirling. And they're already starting to set. The deeper they are, the deeper the product is, the faster it will set. Okay, let's see if we can still swirl. We can, but I just have to be a little careful about it. I really sound like I've just run a huge race. Okay, let's scrape that off. Go to the next one. Do the same thing. Get down in there a little bit. I am scraping at the sides a little bit to try to get some of that swirl into them. Alright, now we just go ahead. I'm going to put that stick in there. They're filling them up. I do want to go slightly to the top there and sand them. Alright, let's dump the rest of this into the owl. Now you can leave residual like this in your container if you need to make more. Just make sure you tear everything out so that you're not adding weight that shouldn't be there. Sorry, I got to do a little bit of powder cleanup here. I was going really quick trying to get that measured out. All right, 2 more squirrels to go, everyone. So now I know that I'm going to need approximately 650, but remember I still have now the owl to finish. So let's try getting it done as easy as possible. I'll be back as soon as I've got this all measured and ready to go. All right, I have 650 grams of powder in this. I am about to put in 217 grams of water. So, as we do want to color this, yep, that one when it plops down, it poofs everywhere. I'm going to turn this around so that my hand has got its abilities. Get this mixed in. And whatever you do, don't worry about reusing the same thing without cleaning it, because for all of your residual powders, you can actually crush them up and reuse them. That's kind of an amazing little thing. I'm going to get that out of my way because that's a little too tall. Okay, that's probably going to go ahead and need some more. Well, just as, oh there, I was going to say, just as soon as I remember where I just placed it. I'm definitely going to need some more of those 2 colors, because I'm just going to use this up too. Okay. Those are all gone. I just got to remember to replace them. And this is already shrinking in really big time here, and same with this one. I will say that about this particular eco resin powder. It tends to shrink more than the others. However, they're pretty much, as far as strength-wise, the same. Mixability, pourability, pretty much they're all the same. If you look in my videos, very recently I've done a, well, last month, I did a comparison of 3 of the eco powders, and it turned out that this is actually not that bad of a powder. They're all 3, they run the same. One is a little bit more difficult to paint, and that can be solved just by coating it with a spray, gloss or matte, or however you want to go. Okay, I'm getting some powder up in the air now. And scrape the bottom. All right, let's get that scale back up here. Turn it on. It should tear out immediately for me. Yes. So 217 grams of water. I'm going to do half, or half-ish. That's 130 right there. And we're going to get this sort of turned in a little bit. Okay. Now up to the 217. Except I didn't have I'm going to add the weight of the did I have? I didn't. I did not have that in there, so however I did have some weight involved caught up in that. So I'm just going to put 160 in for now. Okay. Now I'll get this mixed. Now I can judge without this now on how much more I'll need. Getting there. Now if you sit to the top for a second, all that stuff in the middle of your whisk, you can start knocking it down now. My arm is killing me. So 650 grams, 217, that's 867 grams. That's what should be weighing in here. Except now, since this isn't teared out, you'd have to add the weight of this. Looks like it might need probably a smidge more water. Yeah, just a smidge. So let's get that mixed in, and then we can pour it. Since I'm not messing around with the powder itself right now, I'm going to take my mask off so I can breathe. That sounds so much better. My lungs are like, wow. So that's what actual air is. Okay, see, I've gotten all that chunk out of the middle. So by now, this is all thoroughly poured, or mixed, excuse me, it'll be thoroughly poured in a few seconds. Okay, before it can start setting up, let's get it poured. I never worry about setting those things aside, but oops, I saw some powder come down from the lip. So let's get that down out of there and get it mixed in real fast. Okay. Let's pour the back one first. Halfway. Oops, well, I didn't get all the chunky, but that's okay. I'm going to pour this halfway. We're going to pour this one halfway. And then we're going to go ahead. I'll set this to the side over here for a moment. Pick this guy up. Do some little squishies into him. Of course, they could be boys and girls, but I think that's what I'll do. A boy and a girl, and a boy and a girl. Make them couples. All right. Tap, 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 tap. Squishies. Remember, you really need to squish these because bubbles do get trapped in the tips of these tails and anything that happens to have a curve up. Okay. Boy, that little guy's hot. And yes, your ecos get just as warm sometimes as your resin, your epoxy resins, and your polyurethanes. All right, here we go. Now watch me have too much, way too much, which is okay because I have the owl. And yes, these molds are a little uneven, so you just have to deal with that fact. Ooh, I don't know if to put this in the owl or in the bottom of these. Let's go with the bottom of these. And that filled that way. Now because these are warm, it will actually start curing this a lot faster as it's pouring. But we want to make sure that we're side to side here. Woohoo. Like I said, I'm already ready for going ahead and doing some sanding. So let's get this poured into the owl. I do have some chunks, but this is from the leftover powder that was already cured. And I'm absolutely fine with that. Uh-oh. Get off of there. And then when this cures in this container here, this little mixing cup, it's I believe a 4-cupper. All I do is break that up, set it into a baggie, and then use that to help offset how much more I have to use. Now, as I do not have this one filled, I would like to fill it because it is dull, but it's going to look really strange with all the different colors. So I'm just going to let it cure the way it is, and then I'll add a little bit later. So you won't see the owl done. All right, I'll put you on pause while these cure. I'm going to give these 2 hours. So I'll see you in 2 hours, which for me, that'll make it 7 o'clock. All right, everyone, it has been 2 hours. It is now 7:01 p.m. And they're still a little warm on the last ones poured, but they are able to be unmolded. So, oh, whoa, hold on. That might look good. We're going to go with the first 2 that were poured. My hand is a little bit bad tonight. They're still a little damp inside because your silicone will hold that. So I'm going to turn it over just a little bit so I can go ahead and pull this up the rest of the way. Now these are really stretchy molds, but I may not be able to get it because my hand really hurts right now. Oh, this poor guy got splotchy. Ugh. Hands up. Ugh. Come on, get out from between that hand and ear, please. Please. There we go. Now up and over off the tail. Oh! So, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, that's the way to do it, huh? Dump that little guy over. You're not going to be able to see this the way I am seeing it. But he's cute. Kind of reminds me of what a piebald animal would look like, where it's pretty much half and half. But I love how this tail came out. That is so cute. Cute, cute, cute. And this is the little guy with his hands up, and he's got a cute little face and everything. I will paint details in later on after they're fully cured. So that will be another video. So let me go ahead and set him down out of the way. Let's get this other one. Now remember, this one wasn't as much of the second mix. Try to get down here a little. Oh yeah, he's still a little warm. I can feel it. Okay, here we go. See, I'm not sure which way their hands are going in each of these molds. But later on, I will take a picture of them with their number so that I will be able to remember in the future. Okay, set that down. Set the mold aside. Okay. There are a few little holes, little micro bubbles that managed to make it in. But that's because this is a very, I'm going to say, intricate mold. So you're going to have a little issue once in a while. Okay, let's turn him over. Let's take a look at his Rinsky. Now it looks like there's white in here, and there really isn't. Because I'm looking on the camera and it looks white in there. But there isn't. The only white is here. Even with as much as I stirred down into there. Yes, he's quite damp still. Alright, his little tongue's got a hole in it, so I'll have to mix a little bit to fill in his tongue. But it looks like he was smarting off, sticking his tongue out at somebody, and somebody whacked that sucker right off the tip. And just basically he's going, nah, nah, oops. Don't you do that. He's going, nah, 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 nah. So he's the smart alecky one. Alright, this is, let's go with this mold first. Get some of this out of the way here. So this is number 149. The first one was 148. The second of that series, or that color, was 150. And now these are going to be solid colored. Oh my goodness. Trying to give it just enough of flip there. Okay. Facing hands first. Yeah, my hand's starting to give out now. Just a little bit. So a little bit at a time. Okay, here we go. This is the one I liked the most when I saw the picture. First, we're going to look at his tail end. Oh, I like that. There's like really darker color here. Yes, even in the light, it's a darker color. And he's got a little bit of a darker color down the sides. But this is the one I really liked when I saw the picture. Look at how cute he is. He's so cute. Yeah, and he'll probably bite your finger off. Okay. Let me get my hands set just a little bit for this one. I think I did manage to get it finally ordered. Some hand braces coming in. I was told when I was 34 years old that by the time I was 40 I'd be in a wheelchair. I am 63. I am not in a wheelchair. I am very mobile. But I was also told to wear hand braces when I sleep because I have osteoarthritis. And when I maneuver myself in my sleep or move around in my sleep or maybe smack a wall, I can actually fracture my hands. So I think with the way my hands hurt these days, it's time to actually start wearing them. Oh, goodness. He's not so hard. Okay. You're hearing my dog Apollo. He has gone partially blind. He's mostly deaf. And so he barks at just about anything that moves, even if it doesn't. He'll wake up in the middle of the night or a nap and he will bark for no reason at all. And this one has the same thing. It's got these darker colors in there. Oh, I love that. And yes, they are all damp. That one, he's just a little stubborn guy, isn't he? He's like, I will not. Okay. Since they do all have to cure for a few days now, I will come back in a few days and show you the painting process on them. I will also have the owl finished on being filled. So I want to thank everyone for taking the time out to watch this video and to have watched any of the videos on my channel. I've gotten a few new subscribers over the last few weeks, but I'm not the one really plugging for subscribers right now. I really would like to see Twisted Anomaly Arts make her 1,000 so that she can start putting an income together. If anybody has ever seen Twisted channel, her husband is terminally ill with cancer, and she's going to need income when he goes. He has made it, this is May, so he has made it around a year now. So that's good. But terminal means just that, the end. So show that woman some love. Go to her channel, watch her videos, like her videos, subscribe if you haven't, and of course leave a comment for her. She loves honest opinions, but please don't be rude about anything, okay? She has a heart of gold. We've been friends for months now, and she's become my little sister. I adopted her. So yeah, she's a wonderful person. And then her granddaughter, Twisted Mystic Creations, she started her channel to try to help her pawpaw. And so let's try to push her numbers up too, please. You guys have been so wonderful with my channel. Let's try to work with hers. I know I don't have 500 subscribers yet either. And for me, it's not as pressing because my husband was lucky enough to be able to work through the pandemic and all the shutdowns and everything. And though we're not well off, as anybody would ever guess, we do have enough for some of the more, well, for food and everything and our bills, and just a little bits left over, for fun things for me like this because I'm stuck at home all the time. Unless I'm at the hospital or the doctor's office or the pharmacy. But yeah, it's the crafting community on YouTube that I have fallen in love with. Most everybody in it is a very lovely, pleasant person that I have dealt with. And if anybody's watched any of my other videos and have listened about how I've actually been abandoned by all 4 of my children, my grandchildren, and most recently my blood sister. She told me recently she has no interest in what I do, and therefore basically she just would rather be a hermit, as she in a lot of different words, she would rather be a hermit. And so she has her game people that she talks to, chats with, whatever, both online and in the chat servers and all that such. So I'm not part of that world. I don't do gaming. I did try to get her some of the crafting things that I did and do, but she is in a place that is not set up for any room. But she wasn't watching my channel, so she wasn't watching my videos. She had told me when we last spoke that she had unsubscribed from all crafting channels, and so yes, that meant mine too. So people are who they are, and I'm just disappointed that she chose to block me out because I wasn't part of the stuff she likes to do. I've always tried to include her in everything I've done, and I guess what I do is just boring. So anyway, that drama over. Yes, it has gotten to me a little bit because she was my last living relative that had not abandoned me. So, oh well. I do have my crafting community people on YouTube. I'm not part of my town's crafting community. It's a pretty closed off little town these days. When I first got here, everybody said, hi to everybody on the streets and everything, and almost made very RFD-ish. Yes, I'm old enough for that. And yes, I know there's younger people that have no clue what that means. But it changed, and not even through COVID. About maybe 15, 18 years ago, somewhere around there, all the fun started dying out. Places closed down. They stopped doing lives in the parking lot at our local restaurant / bar. And so, just the town started dying out. And then when COVID hit, I think it put the last nail, So I guess this is officially a retirement town, which is okay because I like living here. It's quiet. There's barely any crime to speak of, and the only crime we really have is when somebody moves in from a different state or from a Cheyenne or someplace like that. We have problems with vandals and petty thefts, and then they move back out. We no longer have those problems. We do try to make them feel a little uncomfortable when they're here, when they're um, creating problems in the town, because, well, we do try to help them curb that first, but, you can't destroy a town. You just can't. It's not right. Not for the people that's been living there. So anyway, love you all. Thank you so much. Of course, here comes the spiel. Thumbs up if you liked the video. Of course, subscribe if you haven't, or at least consider doing so. Like I said, I love all my subscribers. You guys are, you make me happy. So I'm trying to do some things. If you want something done for me to try, please let me know in the comments. I really read those and I respond to everyone. So, yes, interact with me. Let me know what you would like to see. If you've seen a mold in a hall and I haven't done it yet, or you think I haven't done it yet, mention it. And you could even give me some pointers if you are a resin artist, or I do other crafts, which are, I do acrylic block painting, Dutch pours. I also do acrylic brush art, which is painting with brush. I do crocheting. I do knitting, sewing, needlepoint, and it's just a variety I like to fill up my time with. Most of the stuff I don't do online in camera because I have found that for my videos, there's not much interest in those other crafts. So it's been mostly the resin crafts and the shopping hauls. And I kind of actually regret getting into the shopping haul stuff because, most of those get watched more than my crafting videos. But I do this because I enjoy doing these things. So, yeah, like I said, if you've got an idea for me for one of my molds that I haven't done yet, say so. I'm happy to try to oblige. I do have some plans for other things. As I said, I am doing my animal series right now. I do plan around maybe the first week of June to start doing ocean series. So that will be in many different forms. Resin, needlepoint sewing, quilting, etc. It'll be in whatever form I can want to do at the time or have the hands to do anymore. Anyway, I'm 54 minutes in. I will not be able to speed this up. It's on my computer, and I don't have an editor that is able to do that on my computer. I don't have an editor at all on my computer. So, yeah, thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and share. All right, peace out, everybody.